And welcome back to Staten Island for Game 2 between the St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans and your College of Staten Island Dolphins. Unfortunately, the Dolphins dropped Game 1 here 12-9, but they're looking to tie the series up and split it 2-2 apiece. We'll be right back. I'm your host, John Venezia. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Game 2 here, where Francesco Bonvini toes the rubber this afternoon. And just like Game 1, they're going to need a strong start from Bonvini after Christian Rice was unable to go very far in Game 1. In order to even up the series, Bonvini's got to be on point. And he sees Cumbo. Leadoff man again. And there's a strike. Blows a fastball right by Cumbo. Strike 2. And that's fouled away. And there's a leadoff walk.
Now batting, the right fielder number 6, Joseph Scamardello.
Scamardello's up. He got that big rally in the top of the ninth and last game started, and he rolls one. 6-4, 3 double play. Bonvini bounces back with 2 outs, killed 2 birds with 1 stone. That's exactly how the Dolphins wanted to start this one.
John Lynch.
Sean Lynch at the plate. Multi-hit game in Game 1 was also a key part in that comeback victory. And that's away, and Bonvini works it out to a 2-2 count. And that's fouled away. Lynch hanging tough here. That's fouled away again. And considering how the first game started, the top of the inning was not very good for the Dolphins, but Bonvini delivering a much better performance this time around. The junior out of Parma, Italy. Ends up walking Sean Lynch. 2 out walks, not usually a good thing, but hopefully it doesn't lead to any damage as DeCrest is coming up to the plate.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 24, Kyle DeCrest.
DeCrest shoots one over to second base, and that is an out. Side is retired in the top of the first. Painless inning for the Dolphins. Their turn to bat is coming up shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back here in the bottom of the first. The Dolphins leadoff hitter, Michael Kehoe, stepping back. He's DHing today. Solid game in game one. Looking to build on that here, leading off for the Dolphins as he takes ball one. And the count gets evened up. And that ball's fouled away. 2-2 count here. Push it to a full count on Kehoe. That's fouled away. Looks like we're going to have another game of chasing foul balls throughout the parking lot. Hopefully somebody brought their track shoes. That's lifted to right field. That's going to be a tough play. Battling the sun. The play is made by Scamardella.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 23, Brian Burkhead.
Here comes Brian Burkhead. The top of this lineup really delivered in game one. Let's see if Burkhead can continue that trend here as he takes strike one. That ball's charged to right field, but again, Scammerdella recording the last 3 outs dating back to the bottom of the ninth in game one.
AJ Vigliotti.
St. Thomas Aquinas sending Andrew Souls out to the Mount freshman righty. 20 innings this year, 18 earned runs, 10 Ks, and 24 hits. Like Bonvini, he's painlessly retired the first 2 batters he's seen to start out game 2 here. Two on one here to AJ Vigliotti. And that's in there for strike 2. That ball's again into right field. And what do you know? Scammerdella putting away all 3 outs in the bottom of the first. Nothing doing here for either team. No hits, no runs, no errors. And we'll see in the top of the second when St. Thomas Aquinas gets another turn at bat. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Back to the top of the second here in action. Chris Ewing steps in the plate. Bonvini, a lot of success in that first inning. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what Chris Ewing has to say about it. Just a bit outside. That one gets away for a ball. Bonvini steps in and delivers another strike. Now we're out to 1-2 here. The middle of the field is wide open. The Dolphins, both ends of the infield are playing towards the line. There's a lot of room. Oceans of space through the middle of the field. See if Ewing puts one right back up the middle. He does not. Little paint piece for Francesco Bonvini. Sets down Ewing to start the top of the second. DiGiaro back in the box here for the first time in game 2. And he takes ball 1. Bonvini quickly behind, 2-0 now. And that is lifted into right field, making a run to no avail. That is a foul ball. That was a long way to go for Mikey Palermo, but that one harmlessly drops foul. He had a long way to go to get there. That was just too tough of a play. But nevertheless, DiGiaro back in the box here. Strike 2. Blew the heater right by him. Bonvini out of the windup. Sets and deals. Right on the black. Little paint piece action. DiGiaro heads back to the bench. Bonvini looking like a Renaissance man out there painting the corners. And we have 2 outs. Here comes freshman Tyler Haight. Looking to get the party started with 2 outs. Bonvini starts him high. Ball 1. Limited time this year for Tyler Haight. Only been in 4 games coming into today. After game 1, it's Friday. After game 1, it's 5. But he wears one, and it's a 2-out base runner.
Now batting for left fielder number 1, Brian Klump.
Here's Brian Klump. I believe the first left-hander we've seen all day for St. Thomas Aquinas. Klump was not in the lineup in game 1. Freshman, batting 150 on the year. He'll get his first chance at bat today. And he pushes one right up to shortstop. The throw is no good. Vigliotti could not pick it on the back end. That'll likely be an error. And now all of a sudden, trouble brewing in the top of the second for CSI. As a harmless hit by pitch, an error to shortstop leads to 2 men on with 2 outs. And now David Potenza, the 9-hitter, is up, and this is where you don't want to get yourself into a jam if you're Bonvino. You got to go get this guy so the lineup does not flip to Cumbo at the top. Potenza's first at-bat in game 1 was reached on by an error, but as we've said today, you put the ball in play, good things usually happen. And Bonvino sails that one into a different zip code behind the plate, and both runners will move up 90 feet each. So now 1 base hit, and all of a sudden we could be looking at a 2-0 game after a very good 1-2 out in the top of the second. The 1-1 count here, Bonvino's really got to bear down. And that's away. And if you're Bonvini, you want to get this guy now. You do not want this lineup flipping. Comes back, challenges him with the heater. Strike two. Francesco Bonvini looks in, gets the sign. Checks the runners, kicks, deals. Ball's put in play to shortstop. See if he can make this one. And he does. No damage. Bonvini works out of the jam as Nico Rodriguez is able to put this one away. Heading back to the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere. Bottom of the second here. 1-2-3 inning for Souls in the bottom of the first. And now we have Chris Palomini looking for his first hit today. And he takes ball one. Souls rips a slider for strike one to get back in the count. And he delivers. That's strike two. Palomini's getting buckled by this slider coming in today. Let's see if Souls sticks with it. And he does. But Palomini gets a piece and fouls it off. The count's still 1-2. Palomini, again, he's had some tough at-bats today. He's had a lot of lengthy presences at the plate, forcing pitchers to throw a lot of pitches. And he's doing the same thing here. Let's see if he can bear any fruit and he can get on base and start a little rally here for CSI. Souls gets a sign, looks in, and he delivers. And that just misses. Palomini works the count to 2-2. Here's the pitch. And what do you know? Palomini fouls it again. It's a souvenir for one lucky fan. The 2-2. Palomini puts it back up the middle. Coming to short is Hewing, charges. And the play is just made. That was a great pick from DiGiaro to just secure that first out. Palomini made that interesting. He wasn't out by much, maybe half a step. He was really moving down the line, as you would expect for a guy who has 16 stolen bases on 16 attempts this year. Now we have Martin up. It's a good first game for Martin. CSI is just looking for some base runners here, as they have yet to have one. First four guys have been set down in order. As Martin takes a 3-0 strike. See what Souls goes with here. Good pitch. Goes with the off-speed breaking ball. Looked like a slider from up here. That's great because you would think Martin's probably sitting 3-1 fastball, looking to turn on one. And Souls playing a little cat and mouse game, keeping him off balance, getting back in the count. Full count here. And it's ball 4. Great AB from Martin to work that walk. And the Dolphins have their first base runner of the day. And here comes Vincent Weigel. Hit the game's only home run. Little Oppo Taco. Hit the ball hard several times in game 1. So let's see if he can keep the trend up here. As it's 1 on, man on first. Bottom second for the Dolphins. Weigel watches strike 1 go by on the outside corner. The pitch. That's off the plate. Work it back to a 1-1 count here. Early in game 1, it was bases loaded, 1 out. Weigel hit a seed to second base, which the second baseman dropped it and ended up turning 2. But I don't know if that was going to be any different because had he caught it, the runner on first probably would have been picked off. But that was an early key moment where the Dolphins came up empty, and you just wonder if that had an impact on game 1 and that's the result. But it's no fault to Weigel. He's hit the ball hard several times today. And he's worked the count to 2-2. There's been a lot of real estate open on the right side of the field today when the Dolphins have been up plate. As it looked like the second baseman's shading more towards the base in the event of a steal. Or perhaps that's just the shift as well. But either way, Weigel's worked this to a full count. Big pitch here. And that is strike 3 on the black. Paint piece for Souls. That's a huge second out.
Now batting the second baseman, number 1, Jaden Waterman.
Jaden Waterman steps to the plate with 2 outs. If you remember, he filled in for Cetera after he got hurt going for a foul ball in the middle of game 1. It's not much action for Waterman this year. Only 27 at-bats coming into today. But he's getting extended time, and we don't know how it's going to look going forward. But this is a guy, if he can get going, it's going to provide a lot of stability at the bottom of this lineup with the additions of Palermo and Rodriguez. Waterman hits one to right, battling the sun. Scamarella cannot make the play. That's a foul ball. Waterman out to a 1-2 count here. There's a lot of room in that right center gap out in the outfield, and they've been pitching him away. If he can punch one out there, he might be running for days. There is a lot of room back there. That might be an automatic run scored if he can venture that ball out there. Waterman now, 2-2 on the count, working his way back in. Soul's trying to put him away with that high heat. Waterman having none of it. Waterman lifts it to center. That's going to be trouble. And that's a base hit for up the center fielder goes back to second base. Jaden Waterman with the base hit. And now it's first and second. 2 outs.
Right fielder, number 3, Michael Palermo.
Potenza couldn't get to that ball. Flashed like he was going to make a play. And then ends up throwing it back to second base with a wide turn from Martin. Martin almost got thrown out on the play. But we have first and second here. And Palermo's at the dish. And he swings through strike one. Palermo goes up the middle. What a play at second base made by Cumbo to save at least a run. He had to run a long way to go get that. That is some play, and it leaves us scoreless here after 2. The Spartans will be back at the dish right after this. And we're back here for the top of the third. The lineup has flipped, and it's CJ Cumbo at the plate. And he cracks one down the left field line, and that's a foul ball. Just a bit early on that. That might have had the distance to get out of there. He was sitting dead red, ready to go, first pitch, and he just missed it. And that's ball one. 2-1 count on Combo. Swings through the heater. It's a 2-2 count. One thing about Combo, he's always ready to let it ride. A lot of torque out of his bat. And there's a base hit up the middle on a 3-2 count. Combo is on base for the second time this afternoon.
Now batting, the right fielder number 6, Joseph Scamardello.
That kid is just an on-base machine. Scamardello up at the plate. See if they try a little hit and run here. And they do. But it's a foul ball. So we're going to have to redo it. Here's the pitch from Bonvini. That is skied out of play. That hit the stands. Oh, 2 count here. See what Bonvini goes with. Goes with the heater. Scamardello punches one out to right center field. That's a tough play. And the play is made by Palermo. With the wind, that ball had a lot of slice. At first, it looked like it was going right to center field, but then started traveling back towards Palermo and right. That was a great read by Palermo out in right field, able to put that one away. That was not an easy play. And now here comes Sean Lynch. Walked his first time up. Here they go, a combo stealing. The throw is in time. Combo must have not signed up for identity theft. He's going back to the bench after trying to steal and get himself into scoring position. Now it's a 1-0 count here on Sean Lynch with nobody on and 2 outs in the top of the third. And he's nearly plunked in the helmet. Bonvini works his way back into the count with 2-1 here. I like the way Bonvini's been attacking the zone today. After the first start with Rice, it's important that the several bullpen arms they used don't add up to being more today. If Bonvini can give them at least 5 or 6 innings here. And the best way to do that is to avoid the walks like game 1 and just keep attacking the zone as that one is lifted sky high. Looks like a play for the third baseman. And that is made by Weigel. And the side is retired. When we come back here, it's going to be bottom of the third with the Dolphins' opportunity to get something going. Don't go anywhere.
Nico Rodriguez.
And Nico Rodriguez steps to the plate here in the bottom of the third. Each team's with only one hit so far, no runs. See if Rodriguez at the bottom of this lineup can get something started. Top of the lineup, right around the corner here. And this is an opportunity for the Dolphins to get something going. They fell so far behind in game one, and they did ultimately come back, even though they lost. But you don't want to have to be doing that every time. You want to jump out to a sizable lead instead of playing catch-up. So even if they could plate 1 or 2 runs here, set the tone early, that could go a long way in evening up this series. And that's a foul ball for Rodriguez. It's game 4 of this 4-game set. St. Thomas Aquinas leads the series 2-1. And Soul sets down Rodriguez.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 8, Michael Kehoe.
Michael Kehoe strolls up to the dish, and nothing doing his first time at bat. Grounds one over to shortstop. Hewing, throw is good. 1 pitch, 1 out on Michael Kehoe.
Now batting the left fielder, number 23, Brian Burkhead.
Brian Burkhead steps in here. 0 for 1 on the day. This is the kind of guy that you want up to get a rally started. Burkhead takes strike 1, but he could get on so many different ways. Base hit up the middle, walk, hit by pitch, whatever it is. And then once he does, you got a couple horses behind him. And he puts a charge into one, Brian Burkhead. That's going way back in right field. But Scamardella has been busy so far this afternoon. He puts it away. That's a quick 1-2-3 for Souls. And that'll do it for us in the 3rd inning. We're going to the top of the 4th. We'll be right back. And Kyle DeCrest leading things off here in the top of the 4th inning. Through 3 innings, Bonvini has a very solid pitch count at 50. And this is something that we can see as DeCrest gets a base hit up the middle. If Bonvini can manage his pitch count and get himself to about 6 innings of work today, that would be not only very much appreciated for this team, but could go a long way in helping them even up the series today. So Hewing, who's also been busy in the field, he steps in. Hewing squaring to bunt, takes strike one. Hewing pushes the bunt over to the first base side, catches and throws him out. Sacrifice bunt. Hewing does his job, moves the crest over to second base. Man on second, one out, top of the fourth here. Now it's DiGiaro's turn. Struck out in his first appearance. And he takes strike number one. Bonvini looks, deals. Fastball on the outside corner. That looked good. It just didn't miss by much, but apparently it missed by enough to where now the count is 1-1. I think for Bonvini, right in that area, that's where he wants to live. If he can command that outside part of the plate with that heater, I think he's going to have a lot of success today. The Italian deals. Nice bending slider over the plate for strike number two. A 2-2 count here. Let's see what Bonvini does. See if he goes back to that slider, tries to paint him on the outside corner with the heater. And he goes back to the slider just off the plate. DiGiaro steps in. And Bonvini spikes one. That ball gets away from Vigliotti, who's behind the plate today. And the runner moves up 90 feet. Now it's first and third with just one out. And here comes Hade. Bonvini fields one. Gets the runner out to second. Not in time at first. The run scores. And the man on first is safe. Haight was hustling down the line. Hit a little dribbler. Back to Bonvini. Bonvini took the out at second, but unfortunately he was just too slow developing to turn two and get out of it. So for the second time today, the Spartans draw first blood. It's 1-0. Inning still happening. Top first, 2 outs, man. I'm first. And we got Klump at bat. Klump hits one off the plate. Is that a foul ball? It was not. That was in play. Ground ball to third base, and the runner is thrown out. We got a quick moving ball game so far. We'll be back in the bottom of the fourth right after this.
And leading off with the Dolphins, the catcher, number 44.
Back to the bottom of the fourth here.
AJ Vigliotti.
AJ Vigliotti leading things off. One of the big dogs of this lineup for the Dolphins. Looking to do some damage. He's stepped in ready to rip. See if Soul gives him anything to hit. Starts him off with a slider low and away. Ball one. Vigliotti pops one up and is retired. Making the play is C.J. Cumbo.
Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Chris Polamini.
I used to break at times like this, to rhyme like this.
In steps in Chris Polamini. Still looking for his first hit of the afternoon. See a wide open hole up the middle. Let's see if he can deliver one. An absolute C down the left field line. Base hit. He's digging for two. Is he going to get there? The throw is in. And he is gunned out trying to stretch a single to a double. What a throw from Klump in left field to strike down Polamini.
Now batting the first baseman, number 33, Thomas Martin.
Well, right on cue, Polamini gets his first hit of the day. Got a little greedy, but you got to give a lot of credit to Klump. He got to the ball quickly, and he threw a strike into second base to retire. One out for the Dolphins, and Martin is back in. Martin walked in his first appearance. Soul starts him off with a strike and then a ball. 1-1 count. Soul delivers. That's ball two. And had Polamini not tried to stretch that single into a double, he'd be standing on second base because that would have been a wild pitch. I don't blame Polamini. He's trying to make a play happen. More of an aggressive player. Just got to give credit to that relay out there from Klump. If you're a pitcher, you love that. Martin lifts one foul. That'll find the seats. We're looking at a full count here. Let's see what Martin can do. Steps in, deals. That is ball four. Another walk from Martin, second of the day.
Now batting the third baseman, number 9, Vincent Weigel.
And here comes Vincent Weigel. Struck out on his first AB. Let's see if he's got a little two-out magic in that bat. Soul starts him off with a slide piece. 0-1. Boy, you just got a feeling Weigel is going to hit the ball hard somewhere. Fouls that one away. As far as I'm concerned, didn't hit a car. which is always a good thing. The 2-2. There it is. Weigel laces one to right field. Making the turn is Martin. Going to third, and he will get in there. On the throw, Weigel advances to second. Vincent Weigel hits his seed to right field. And what do you know? Men on second and third with 2 outs. And the situational hitting we've been talking about all day leads to this. Jaden Waterman up at the plate in a crucial early moment. Had a base hit his first time up. And boy, he would love a second one right here. And Soul delivers ball 1. Kicks, deals. Good take from Waterman. He's got a 2-0 count right now. And we have a mound visit. It looks like St. Thomas Aquinas is going to come settle their big righty down. There's nobody up in the bullpen right now, so this is probably just more of a conference. Seems like this is going to be Soul's inning to stay in. If you're Jaden Waterman, 2-0 count, most of the time when a guy's having trouble with command and you're in a really good hitter's count like this, sometimes they'll try to just groove you one right down the middle. But if you're Souls, this would be a great time to throw a bender. If I'm Waterman here, though, I'm sitting fastball dead red. And that pitch just misses. So now we're out to 3-0. And nobody working yet. Nobody getting stirred up. No action in that Spartan bullpen. It's 3-0 to Waterman. And he takes one right down the middle. He punches one foul. Full count here. Great job by Soul to work his way back into a count. 3-0. Tough situation. Now let's see what he comes with here on the full count pitch. And that's a pitch clock violation. And Waterman gets first base. Haven't seen one of those today. So ball 4 comes via the pitch clock violation. And the bases are now loaded for Michael Palermo. Palermo couldn't execute his last time up, but now he's got a chance to redeem himself. A base hit here gets them the lead. Palermo puts it in play, diving over third base. The throw is in time. DeCrest made a fantastic diving stop, gets up and throws out the speedy Palermo by a hair. Nothing doing for the College of Staten Island. We go back to the top of the fifth in just a moment. Here we go. Top of the fifth. David Potenza leads off here. It's 9-1-2 for the Spartans, and Bonvini is still in. Looking at a pitch count of 63. And he starts Potenza off with ball one. It's just so big for Bonvini to try and bear down over these next two innings. The Dolphins really needed to start like this from Bonvini. He blows a heater by Potenza for strike two. 1-2 count here. And Bonvini punches him out. That's strikeout number 3 for Francesco Bonvini.
CJ Cumbo.
Now the lineup flips. CJ Cumbo at bat for the third time today. 1 for 1 with a walk. Also caught stealing. Just seems like Bonvini's had so much command of that fastball today. He's gotten away with a couple walks, but when he needs it, he's been able to execute that fastball pitch. Three 3-0 count here. Ooh, that is 4 pitches and a walk to Cumbo. And as soon as I say command with the fastball, that happens. Here's Scammerdell up for the third time today. Last time these two were up, they try to hit and run. Cumbo running, Scammerdell up. Let's see if they go back to that as Bonvini pumps in strike one. You just got a feeling Cumbo's ready to go again. Bonvini blows a fastball by Scammerdella for strike two. See if Bonvini sticks with the heat here as a pickoff attempt is unsuccessful. Cumbo gets back in time. Other pickoff attempts. Nothing doing. Strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Scammerdella, go back to the bench. 2 outs. Francesco Bonvini rearing back. Now he's got to face another tough hitter in Sean Lynch. 0 for 1 with a walk today. And this is where the hit and run happened last time, as Lynch punches one foul. Yeah, with 2 outs here, I definitely feel like we're going to be seeing a hit and run within the next pitch or two. This is something St. Thomas Aquinas has really gravitated towards today. Breaking ball lifted. Foul. Another foul ball. So we have a 1-2 count here. I don't hate Cumbo trying to run here because if he gets thrown out again, well, it doesn't matter. As the ball's hit down the third base line, Weigel cannot command it. That goes under his glove, and Lynch is aboard.
Now batting the third baseman, number 24, Kyle DeCrest.
Now I would think that's an error, and it has been ruled an error. So that puts DeCrest on. 2 runners on, first and second, 2 outs. DeCrest is 1 for 2 this afternoon. Ball almost gets away. 1-0 on the count here. Bonvini needs to make a big pitch here to get out of this unscathed. There's Bonvini getting back in the count. 2-1 now. There's a sharp ground ball to second base. Waterman retires him. Nothing doing in the top of the 5th. College of Staten Island comes away unscathed. We'll see them in the bottom of the 5th right after this.
And leading off for the Dolphins, the shortstop, number 2.
Bottom of frame number 5 here.
Rodriguez.
We got a tight contest here, 1-0. St. Thomas Aquinas clinging to a narrow lead. And let's see if the Dolphins can get themselves on the board here. Rodriguez at the plate, struck out in his first appearance. And he rips one into center field, and that's going to fall, and that's going to get away from the center fielder. Rodriguez trying to stretch it into a double, and he does. Standing at second base, Nico Rodriguez to lead off the 5th inning for the Dolphins, and here we go.
Michael Piho.
That's a shot of life for the Dolphins. As they flip the lineup over and Kehoe stands at the plate. Soul delivers. That's ball 1. It looks like Kehoe is trying to drop down that bunt. I think it's a little early to start doing the bunt, but get him over to third base, get that runner in, got to get that duck in from the pond. Squares again, he drops the bunt down first base line. That's a good bunt. And the play is made, but he does his job and moves Rodriguez to third.
Now batting the left fielder, number 23, Brian Burkhead.
And here is Burkhead. 0 for 2 thus far. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. And he laces one up to center field, and the run will score. Brian Burkhead's first hit of the day could not be better timed. We got a tie ball game here, 1-1.
Now batting the catcher, number 44, AJ Vigliotti.
Look at Burkhead yakking one to center field. That was a barrel, and here comes AJ Vigliotti, the big dog in the middle of the lineup. 0 for 2 today. Let's see him turn on one. Oh, perfectly executed hit and run. Vigliotti punches it through the second base hole. And Burkhead goes from first to third. Vigliotti, great piece of hitting. Well-timed situational at bat. Men on first and third. 1 out. And here comes Polamini.
I used to break at times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, shine like this.
We do have action out in the St. Thomas Aquinas bullpen, as well as the College of Staten Island, so we're not sure if we're going to see Bonvini in the top of the 6th. Just a quick update from D1. The Mizzou Tigers sweep the Florida Gators. They had a 7-1 lead, blew it, was down 10-8, and then they walked off the Gators to sweep them, which is unreal as Polamini lifts one out to right field. Tough play. The catch is made, but the runner will come home. Dolphins lead 2-1. Polamini gets his job done. Sacrifice fly. And that is the second run of the inning for the CSI. Dolphins. Vigliotti tags up to second. So not only does Mizzou walk off Florida, but Duke ends up walking off Miami. Wallace Clark, game-winning base hit. It's a big move up for the Blue Devils as Martin steps to the plate here. Swing and a miss. The more surprising one, though, is Florida taking the L today. Jack Caglione got roughed up, and they'll surely see themselves tumble out of the D1 top 25 rankings tomorrow. One-on-one here to Martin. Still got Vigliotti out there at second. Martin takes another strike. Martin puts one in play. That one's slicing. Foul, foul, foul. That one's out of play. Scamardelli gave it a good run, but that's a long way to go, and that wind is really playing with this ball today. That's a 1-2 count on Martin. Strike three. Soul gets out of the jam, punches out Martin. But the Dolphins strike 2 runs. Bottom of the 5th, and here we go. Top of the 6th. We'll see if we have a new pitcher or not. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Staten Island here. Top of the 6th inning. Francesco Bonvini still in the game. 82 pitches. And they would really love it if he can deliver this 6th inning scoreless. As we have Matthew Polomini warming up in the pen. Chris Ewing at the plate. The 1-1 count. Ewing struck out his last time up. And that's a walk leadoff for Chris Ewing.
Now batting, the first baseman.
I don't imagine Bonvini's got a long leash here. We talked about it in game one. When you score and you have a good inning on offense, you want your pitcher to go back out there the next half inning and deliver a goose. It's exactly what the Dolphins need here. As DiGiaro takes a big hack for strike one. DiGiaro laces one to left field. Incoming and making the play is Burkhead with a diving effort.
Now batting.
I don't know if he saw that one so well off the bat with the sun, but he made up for it with an outstanding diving play. Wow. Now we got Haight up at the plate. And he pops one foul. And a fan could not make the play in the stands. That's why they're in the stands, not on the field. That's a tough play, though. It's a hard play. The ball's coming at you with all this different spin. Somebody's got a souvenir, though. But it looks like they're looking for the ball back. Those things are expensive. One to Haight. Breaking ball off the plate. We're out to 2-1 here. That thing is yoked out to left field. Back goes Burkhead, and he makes the catch. We've said this all day. The wind has really played a lot of tricks out there.
Now batting, the left fielder number 1, Brian.
And it's blowing the ball in. You just got to wonder, on a day where it's not windy, how many of these shots would be out of here? Nonetheless, we have 2 outs. Professor Klump at the plate. And he skies one to the infield. And he is retired. Vincent Weigel makes the play. No damage. And we're moving here. Bottom of the 6th, coming right up.
the third baseman, number 9, Vincent Waddle.
Vincent Weigel just made the final out of the last half inning, and he will lead it off here. Souls back out there. Saw Bonvini go 6 innings. He said, you know what? I want to try it myself. 86 pitches coming into this frame. And there is some action in that Aquinas bullpen. So unless things go smoothly here for Souls, you'd imagine there could be some relief coming in. Now it's a 3-0 count to Weigel. And if he walks him here, this might be the hook. That's a strike, so we're at the 3-1 here. And Weigel grounds a weak ground ball to third base, and the putout is final.
Now batting the second baseman, number 1, Jaden Waterman.
Jaden Waterman steps up. If you remember, he walked his last time up because of that pitch clock, ball 4 pitch clock. And he pops it up foul. Waterman takes ball 1 inside. I'm sure these guys are just waiting for the weather to get warmer. That's when it's fun playing baseball. When it's 80 degrees, short sleeves, everybody's hot and loose. The 1-2 here to Waterman. Waterman turns on one. That's down the left field line. That's a fair ball. He's digging for 2. Waterman on his way, and he's in there safely. Great piece of hitting for Jaden Waterman, who's got his second knock of the day.
The right fielder, number 3, Michael Palermo.
Waterman just placed that one perfectly inside the line, and it took a favorable bounce towards the back left of the fence, and that's going to do it for Soul. And here comes some relief for Aquinas. And when we come back, we're going to learn all about this new pitcher. New pitcher for Aquinas here, number 22, Bobby LaFave, a freshman right-hander. 11 innings on the year, 13 hits, 11 runs, 8 walks, and 14 punchies. This is quite a situation he's coming into with a man on second. Michael Palermo up at the dish. He's 0 for 2 today. He's left 5 men on base, and you know he's itching to do some damage here. They're playing Palermo very up the middle. I guess they've been burned enough times today to know that this kid likes to go right back towards center field. LaFave's first pitch is good for a strike. There's prime real estate down the left field line, right where Waterman just got his base hit. Palermo quickly behind 0-2. Palermo's looking for anything on the ground to the right side. Move Waterman over and at least give the next guy a shot. LaFave looks in, sets, and he delivers. Palermo down on strikes. That is a big punch out for LaFave facing his first batter in relief.
Number 2, Nico Rodriguez.
And now we got Nico Rodriguez here. Had a base hit his last time up. The Dolphins have been here before. They know when they have the opportunity, they want to tack on the runs. A 2-1 lead is not enough with so much game left to go. And Rodriguez shoots one down the first base side to no avail. DiGiaro makes the play, sun in his eyes and all. No damage for the Dolphins. We're heading to the top of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here as we head into the top of the 7th. And guess who it is? Francesco Bonvini back out. Even with 96 pitches, the Dolphins are content to let him see if he can get a couple more outs. There's not much action stirring in the pen. So this looks like it might be Bonvini's inning. And he's been really good today. 6 innings, only 2 hits, 1 earned run. He has walked 5, and he struck out 4. So he could really use one more clean inning to put a stamp on his afternoon. He's up 0-2 to David Potenza, the 9 hitter for Aquinas. And he strikes him out on 3 pitches. That's a big first out for Bonvini and the Dolphins. Because guess who's coming up? C.J. Cumbo. 1 for 1 with 2 walks today. This kid is an on-base machine. If he can get him out here, that's a really good start to the 7th inning for Bonvini. He bends a slide piece in for strike 1. Look at Bonvini dot that slide piece. 0-2 on the count. Cumbo has no idea what's going on right now. Let's see if Bonvini finishes it off here with that. No way. He goes backwards. 1, 2, 3 pitches. C.J. Cumbo, go back to the bench. That's another strikeout for Bonvini. Pitches backwards, 2 sliders in a row, and finishes them off with some high outside cheddar. That's a masterpiece, folks. Scammerdella steps in for the 3rd time today. (1-1) Scammerdella. I apologize. 0 for 3 today. (2-1) to Scammerdella. You see a lot of great pitchers. As they get further into the game, they get better, and Bonvini has certainly looked like that today. May have spoke too soon as he walks Scammerdella. These 2-out walks. Not very good, but now he's got to get it together because he's got Sean Lynch coming up here. And Lynch is 0 for 2 today with a walk, and you know he's dying to get his first base knock of the afternoon. Bonvini looks in, delivers. And that grazes the elbow of Lynch. And all of a sudden, 2 men are on with 2 outs. And that is an absolute killer. It looked like Bonvini was getting out of this inning quickly. And we got action stirring up over there in the Dolphins bullpen in a hurry. So this might be some tactics to buy some time for the Dolphins. Let's see if they give Bonvini one more shot here against the crease. Boy, that's tough. Hit Lynch on the elbow. Front door slider just got away from him. He's sticking with that early count slider, though. He goes right back to it. Confidence not wavering for Francesco Bonvini in his breaking ball today. This is where he needs to bear down. And Decrease muscles one out, and a run is coming home. And it's 1st to 3rd for Lynch. Kyle Decrease just takes the air out of this stadium and ties this thing at 2-2. And that will be it for Francesco Bonvini, who was terrific today. That's why 2-out walks kill you. Gets 2 quick outs, and then a harmless 2-out walk turns to a base hit. And we're not out of the inning yet. We're going to learn more about this new pitcher right after this. Checking into the game, number 42, Nick Pusinelli. Out to a 5.40 ERA this year. Only 8 1/3 innings pitched. He's walked 7 and struck out 10. And this is certainly a situation where the Dolphins are looking for a strikeout. Chris Ewing at the plate. Let's see what Pusinelli has to offer. It's quickly 2-0. As the Aquinas bench is getting amped, they smell blood in the water. Pusinelli, 3-0. Not the way you want to start it. This could be a rally for Aquinas here if Pusinelli doesn't get pounding the strike zone. That's 4 pitches, none of which were really even close. And I mean, considering the way this inning started, 2 quick outs and then a 2-out walk, before you know it, the bases are loaded and a run's already in. I mean, that's how quick things can spiral in this sport. You're on cruise control, and all of a sudden you look up, you hit the rocks. DiGiaro's at the plate. Pusinelli needs to find the zone and quick. He's thrown 5 consecutive balls to start his appearance. And again, if this was in Texas A&M at College Station, the crowd likes to chant the opposing team. And he finally gets a strike. 1-1 here. This is a crucial part in the game. We're looking at the top of the 7th, tie ball game. This is a big leverage moment. We don't know if we're going to get another one here today. It's a 2-1 count here for DiGiaro. And we've seen too many times this situation, bases loaded, a guy gets walked in or hit. You can't have that if you're the Dolphins. And he challenges DiGiaro with the heater, blows it right by him, 2-2, one strike away from getting out of this with limited damage. Popped up. Is that going to stay in play? Oh, it will not. And Martin rushing over. That did not look good, but he's okay. That's got to hurt, though. That waist-high fence, Martin reaches out to try to get the ball out of play, and he flips over, but he's good. He's okay. Glad to see that. I'm glad I'm sitting up here in the booth and not on the field anymore. I feel like I got hurt just watching that. But that's why these guys are college athletes. Still 2-2 here. Ooh. Pusinelli looked like he dotted the corner, but no call in his favor. And the umpire is not liking the chirping from the Dolphin dugout as they thought they rung up DiGiaro on strike 3. But the situation is quickly diffused. Here we go. The money pitch, full count, top of the 7th, 2 outs. 2-2 ball game, and the pitch is outside, ball 4, and Aquinas takes the lead on a walked-in batter with the bases loaded. That is an absolute no-no. Pusinelli could not get the ball over the plate, and it costs the Dolphins a run. We've talked about this all day. If they're going to beat you, you got to make them earn it. And walking in a run is certainly the opposite of that. But now if you're Pusinelli, you just got to get back in there and keep this thing to a 3-2 ball game. If you can do that, you're still giving your offense 3 chances to get at least 1 run to push us to extras. Here we go. Similar to that last at-bat, that looked like a pitch that was really good on the corner, but the Dolphins are not getting the call. The umpire's clearly thinking that this is off the plate, and it's 2-2 here. And this is a big pitch for Pusinelli. And that goes foul. 3-2 is obviously the money pitch, but 2-2 is big because it keeps you in that neutral count. You don't want to give in here and force this to a full count. So let's see what Pusinelli's got. And that's a base hit up the middle. 1 run will score. Here comes the second. And that is a 2-run, 2-out single to push the lead to 5-2. And Aquinas has got their fingerprints all over this inning.
The left fielder, number 1, Brian Clark.
And the book is now closed on Francesco Bonvini, 6 2/3, only 3 hits, 4 earned runs. He did have 6 walks, and he struck out 6. Nick Pusinelli not able to command it today, and this might be the difference in the ballgame. It's just hard to believe the way this inning started out. It looked like Bonvini was going to cruise through 7 innings, 1 run, not much damage. as a pop-up, comes over, shortstop. Rodriguez makes the play, and the inning is finally over. It's a 4-run top of the 7th avalanche for the St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans. And let's see if the Dolphins can answer in the bottom of the 7th when we come back. We're back in the bottom of the 7th as the lineup flips for the Dolphins. It's Michael Kehoe leading things off, and he has been hitless today. And coming off an avalanche of a top 7 4-run inning, the Dolphins really got to get some action on the base paths early here. Seems to be a little wardrobe malfunction for the catcher. No problem, and we're back in play. Bobby LaFave out there on the mound again. Did a great job in relief last inning. And he fires a fastball in there. 0-1. Kehoe late. Strike 2. Let's see what LaFave sticks with here. If he sticks with the high heat. That's a ball outside. One, two. Kehoe takes it down and away. And Kehoe brushed off the plate for ball 3. He's worked this count back full. If he can get on here with a leadoff walk, that would certainly be a good sign with Burkhead up next. And that's fouled away. I lost count of how many foul balls we've had this afternoon between the two games. It's definitely a lot. The payoff pitch. Ball four. Kehoe works it all the way back for a lead-off walk. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for CSI.
Brian Burkhead.
Brian Burkhead's 1 for 3 in game 2 with a run and an RBI scored. This has been the team's most consistent hitter today, so let's see if he delivers once again. And Burkhead takes ball 1 in the dirt. Burkhead off the end of the bat to shortstop, gets 1, and they will not get Burkhead at first base. But Kehoe is vanquished at second.
Now batting the catcher, number 44, AJ Vigliotti.
AJ Vigliotti executed a perfect hit and run in his last at-bat, which was a big spark to that 5th inning. So let's see if he can get back to business here with 1 out. Boy, I'd love to see Vigliotti turn into one. I want to see how far the ball goes off his bat. He takes strike 1. They're keeping a close eye over on Burkhead at first base. I think that well-executed hit and run is still seared into their brains. Aquinas holding a 5-2 lead here. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. 1 man on. AJ Vigliotti at the plate. And he fouls 1 away. There's just so much room to hit windshields in this parking lot. It is not a far space between the field and this parking lot filled with cars. The 0-2. Vigliotti fouls it off again. Here we go. The 0-2. And what do you know? Vigliotti stays fighting. He's fouling the ball off a lot in this count, staying alive. And Vigliotti must have listened to the Bee Gees' Once Upon a Time hit Staying Alive, because that's exactly what he's doing with his 5th foul ball of the AB. Bobby LaFave looks in. Ball high. This is a great at-bat for A.J. Vigliotti. It's 1-2 now, but he's been staying tough and fought off a couple really difficult pitches. He lifts one out to right center, going back, and the play is made by Potenza. That was a tough out because that ball was slicing away from Potenza, and he got a great jump on that.
I used to pray for times like this.
And now we're down to Chris Palomini.
Grind like that.
1 for 2 on the day. He got thrown out trying to stretch a single to a double his last time up, but he's got to feel good getting that first hit on the board for the first 2 games. Bobby LaFave looks in, kicks, deals. Palomini fouls it away. LaFave. Palomini rips one through the 5-6 hole, and that's a 2-out base knock. It's a multi-hit game for Chris Palomini. Puts another barrel on that ball, and we got action here. The same way Aquinas rallied in the top of the frame, the Dolphins have the same makings for that kind of blow-up inning.
Number 19, Chris Bartnick.
We got a pinch hitter here for Martin. It's Chris Bartnick. And this is a big situation here. You don't have to get it all back right now in the bottom of the 7th, but you would like to get at least 1 run here to chip into that deficit because the Dolphins will have at least 2 more. Will have 2 more at-bats after this. Bartnick swings through. 1-1. I mean, again, that right side of the infield is wide open. Combo is playing almost parallel to the bag. He's busy holding Burkhead on. It's a 3-1 count. Bartnick 1 pitch away from loading the bases to give Vincent Weigel a shot. And that's another pitch clock violation. That's ball 4. Bobby LaFave gives Bartnick basically a double free pass.
Now batting the third baseman, number 9, Vincent Weigel.
Now Vincent Weigel In a situation every hitter dreams of, bases loaded, down 3, and we're going to get a mound visit here for Aquinas. There's a little action stirring in the Aquinas bullpen, but nobody looks ready, so might be just a little conference to address how they're going to attack Weigel. This looks like it's Bobby LaFave's inning at the moment. Vincent Weigel, 1 for 3 today with a strikeout. Just put the ball in play and things happen. Weigel rips it to right center, but Scammerdella makes the play. That ends the threat. And ultimately, Aquinas gets out of the inning unscathed. We'll be back to the top of the 8th right after this. We got a new pitcher here in the top of the 8th. It is Matt Palomini. And this is going to be a big one here, folks. We need a goose egg from Palomini in order to silence this loud crowd that they have. Palomini making his 7th appearance on the year. He's gone 8 1/3 with 6 hits, 5 earned, 10 walks, and 11 strikeouts thus far. And now let's see what he can do. David Potenza's at the plate. An 0 for 3 day, 2 strikeouts. It's going to be 9-1-2 for the Spartans. And it's a 1-1 count. Palomini leans in. Fires. Strike 2. Looked like he painted the inside corner there. The Finns need a quick 1-2-3 inning to get their offense back out there. Palomini looks in, and the pitch. Strike 3. Slide piece. Caught Potenza looking.
Bases number 2, CJ.
What a pitch. You could throw that with confidence in a 2-strike count. Just dotted a slider right over the middle. Potenza's knees buckled, and we're back to the top of the lineup here. Great entrance for Matt Palomini as he faces CJ Cumbo, 1 for 2 with 2 walks today. Cumbo laces one foul behind the screen. And there's the 17th car alarm that's went off today, so hopefully nobody's windshield is broken. Strike 2. Palomini filling up the zone. Fastballs and sliders. Nice little combo a la Paul Skeens. Let's see Palomini put him away here. Back to that slider. And there it is. Combo. You want something? Nah, just looking. 2 strikeouts for Matt Palomini, coming in with a lot of firepower right now. It's going to be Scamardella here. He's been responsible for a lot of putouts in right field today. Great start from Palomini so far. Just love the mix of pitches between the fastball slider. He's got these Aquinas hitters off balance today as he piles in another strike with an outside fastball. And he's basically just been sticking with 2 pitches, but he's been able to execute them really well, interchanging. And the Spartans just cannot get a beat on what and where he's throwing. Got another slider coming in. That's strike 2, 1-2. What does Palomini go with? Does he go back to the slide piece? Or does he dot him with some cheddar on the outer black? Only time will tell. Palomini looks in, kicks, deals. And he just tried to overthrow one. That young man's feeling it right now. Just got the emotions a little amped up here. Got away from him. Working on a 2-2 count at the moment. Scamardella up. Palomini looks in, and he goes. That's a foul ball, and nobody's getting that. These guys on foul ball duty sure been getting their work in today. Wonder how many steps they've been taking. Palomini looking at. And for the second time this at bat, he's just tried to overthrow that slider, do a little bit too much. And we worked it to a full count. And if history taught us anything, last inning, you make sure you do not allow a 2-out walk. And he does. Low slider, and it's a ball 4 on base walk with 2 outs for Scammerdella. Oh, no.
Catcher number 51, Sean Lynch.
And here comes Lynch. Sean Lynch 0 for 2 with a walk today, but this guy can hit the ball a mile. The 1-0 is high, and we're looking at 2-0, and this has just been a theme today. CSI gets 2 quick outs, and they kind of let things spiral. And before you know it, trouble's brewing. Runner goes, and there won't be a throw. And all of a sudden, Scammerdella is in scoring position, and it's 3-0. And that's ball 4. Consecutive walks for Palomini after he came in roaring. The first 2 are strikeouts. He's delivered back-to-back walks, and now he's got to deal with Kyle DeCrease, who capitalized the last inning. 2 for 4 is DeCrease. As we have a mound visit here, not sure if Palomini stays in. The Dolphins have a lefty brewing, so I don't think they would substitute here. They'll probably look to keep that right-on-right matchup, I would imagine. It's a brief conference on the mound. And here we go. Palomini, what are you made of? Pumps in strike 1 on the inside corner. It's a good get-ahead pitch. Definitely need that. Always want to start out 0-1. Runner goes. Third base, and the pitch gets away. Both runners move up 90 feet on the wild pitch. And now a bloop will score 2 and put this game almost out of reach. Aquinas was looking to steal third anyway. But now they're also able to move up 90 feet to second base. And that ball gets away, and the run scores for Aquinas. Scammerdella playing aggressive on the base paths, was stealing third, and now he read it perfectly on the pass ball from Vigliotti, and he comes across to score. And what do you know? Another inning where the first 2 guys are out, and then a 2-out walk sparks the whole thing. It's 6-2 Aquinas. And it's 2-1 here to DeCrease. I mean, it's just unexcusable. You cannot allow this to happen. And another wild pitch, but the runner stays put. Just seems like Palomini's trying to overthrow. He's trying to rear back too much. It's been a thing. More velo than actual control. Three one's the count. Probably imagine Palomini doesn't have a much longer leash. 3-2 count. Full count here. The pitch. Fouled away. That thing is a screamer down the left field line, but foul. DeCrease has been a tough out today. 2 for 4. He's hit the ball hard every time, and he just doesn't miss many mistakes. This kid is a very tough out. Palomini needs to bear down here. Man on third, full count, 2 outs. And DeCrease gets under one to left field, and it looks like Burkhead's going to make the play. And that'll do it for the top of the 8th. 1 run does score, and the gap widens for the Dolphins, who have only 6 outs to try to make this at least a tie ball game. We'll see you back here in a minute. Bottom of the 8th here. Bobby LaFave still in. Has earned an opportunity to try and finish this ball game here. There's a little action stirring in the Aquinas bullpen, but it seems like for right now, this is Bobby LaFave's show. LaFave looks in and delivers a strike to Jaden Waterman, who is 2 for 2 today with a walk. Waterman punches one out to right. Scamardella looking, analyzing, and he's got it for the first out. Scamardella's been a busy man today.
Right fielder number 3, Michael Palermo.
That's now 7 putouts for Scamardella out in right field this afternoon. And it started from the very first inning. That's been a busy guy today. And he was the catalyst for that run scored in the top of the 8th. In steps Mikey Palermo for the 4th time today. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He's left 5 on base. I'm sure you'd like to have that one back, but no better time than the present to right the ship. And Palermo puts one in play to third. Decrease makes a throw. Is not in time. Palermo legs one out. And the Dolphins have a man on first with one out.
The shortstop, number 2, Nico Rodriguez.
It is officially ruled an error, but you get on base any way you can. You got Nico Rodriguez coming up here, 1 for 3. He's had a strikeout today. Only left 1 on base. And if he can get on, and the Dolphins could have 2 on, 1 out, the top of the lineup is now up. And you know how this Dolphins offense gets down. They can put runs on the board in a hurry. So this might be all they need to get a rally started. Rodriguez behind 0-1. LeFave looks in. Here's the pitch. And it's a pickoff attempt to Palermo. Nothing doing. Rodriguez ropes one right up the middle. Palermo goes to second. Rodriguez collects his second knock of the day. Great piece of hitting. He just roped one right over the pitcher's head.
Michael Kehoe.
Michael Kehoe up as the lineup is officially flipped over. And here we go. This could be the makings of a big inning here as Kehoe watches strike 1 go by. Kehoe a little off guard by the sliders coming in from LeFave as he's down 0-2 now. On 3 pitches, Kehoe heads back to the dugout. That's a big second out for LeFave and Aquinas.
Brian Burkhead.
It's up to Brian Burkhead here. 2 on, 2 outs. Let's see if he can hit it hard somewhere and give this Dolphins team a little shot of life. LeFave just piling in the strikes. He's going right after these hitters. That one's down. It's a 1-1 count here. Burkhead does have an RBI today. Although it's 1 for 4, he's put some good wood on it. But I'll tell you what, hit number 2 right now would come at a very opportune time. And Burkhead just has to get out of the way of being hit by that pitch. Two 1 count. LaFave leans in, deals. That's low, 3-1. And here we go. We got action. I think unless it's right down Broadway, unless LaFave grooves one, I think I'm taking all the way if I'm Burkhead. You want to get Vigliotti to the plate. And what do you know? It's the third pitch clock violation for Aquinas today. All three have resulted in ball four free passes. And the bases are juiced for A.J. Vigliotti. 1 for 4 today. Vigliotti can tie this game with one swing of the bat. There's a lot of power in that swing for Vigliotti. And LaFave needs a moment to compose himself. The crowd's starting to get rowdy here in Staten Island. Let's see if Vigliotti can deliver for his troops. He jolts one out to right center field. Going back. Scammerdella again makes the play. He's been one constant heartbreak for the Dolphins today, recording another putout. Bases are left loaded here in the bottom of the eighth. No damage done for the Dolphins. We'll be back for the top of the ninth. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here. Staten Island, we're in the top of the ninth. It's 6-2 Aquinas. Jaden Zayas has entered the game. And this is where Zayas has just got to keep it here. This is going to be a tough hill to climb in the bottom of the ninth for the Finns. But any more than 4 runs makes it even more difficult because at least in the 4-run ball game, one swing theoretically could tie this game up. And for Zayas, not been a lot of work for him. Only 2 innings. No hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. This is his 4th appearance. So let's see if the lefty can deliver 3 quick outs.
Leading off for the Spartans, the shortstop number 3, Chris Ewing.
Chris Ewing steps in. 0 for 1 today, 2 walks. That's a ball 1. And Hewing fouls that one away. Zayas quickly ahead 1-2 on Hewing. Slider finds the dirt. And that's an inside strike. Paint P. Zayas, welcome to the game.
Now batting the first baseman, number 5. Gregory
Quickly, one out. It's bizarre today as Aquinas only has 4 hits, but they found 10 walks to help them notch 6 runs on the day. 10 walks for the Aquinas offense. Zayas looks in. That is skied straight up. Who's going to call it? A lot of people converging. And the ball is dropped. Rodriguez unable to make the play. He charged a little too hard, overran it, and tried to jump and reach back, and the ball hits the dirt. And DiGiaro is aboard. That should be an error, but let's wait to see the official scoring for DiGiaro. And we got Haight stepping up at the plate. Let's see if Zayas can pick up Rodriguez here. That's another pop-up. Who's taking charge? It looks like the first baseman, Bartnick, is able to secure that second out.
Now batting the left fielder, number 1, Brian Clump.
All right, here we go. Another second out. One guy on first. Let's see if Zayas can buck the trend of allowing chaos to ensue with 2 outs. And that ball gets away from Vigliotti. And the runner will take second. DiGiaro standing on second base. Zayas leans in. Gets the strike. Back in the count now. 1-1. Zayas leans in. Two one here. Clump gets the pitch. Strike 2. Clump 0 for 4 today. He's got 4 left on base. Got one of the few lefty-lefty matchups we've seen all day. And that's a base hit until center fielder Paulamini makes a play and takes away a hit and an RBI. No damage done in the top of the 9th. Zayas works a scoreless inning. And here we go. Last licks, bottom of the 9th. Last chance for Staten Island when we come back right after this. And here we go. Once again, it's the Bobby LaFave show for Aquinas trying to close out this 6-2 lead in the bottom of the ninth. And the guy who made the incredible play in center field the last half inning, Chris Palomini, leads it off. He's 2 for 3 today. He's finally found that stroke he's been looking for via the base hit. And Palomini takes low. They're getting rowdy here in Staten Island, looking for a little comeback magic for their Dolphins. As we appear to have our second catcher wardrobe malfunction of the day. While that gets tightened up. And we're back to action. Let's see what Palomini can do. So he evens the count at 1-1. Palomini's 2 for 3 today, but nothing would be bigger than this third hit. Meanwhile, LaFave has done his job since entering a few innings ago. As Palomini puts a charge into one, drifting back in center field is Potenza, and he records out number 1. Palomini put a charge into it, but just got a tad under it.
And the first baseman, number 19, Chris Bartnick.
If you want to hit one out in center field, that's going to be a big-time charge. That is a long way from home plate. Bartnick swings through strike 1. The Dolphins down to their final 2 outs here. And all these rallies, they just start with getting somebody on base. Bartnick scalds one foul down the first baseline, narrowly missing the chalk line. Quickly 0-2 on Bartnick. Foul back. See if Chris Bartnick can make something happen here. 0-2. Bottom 9, 1 out. Just a bit outside. Strike 3, Bartnick set back to the bench. LaFave not messing around, goes right after Bartnick. And Aquinas is 1 out away from sweeping the doubleheader and taking the series 3-1. In steps Weigel. Vincent Weigel, 1 for 4 on the day. Does have a strikeout and 3 left on. He went yard in game 1 here. See if he's got enough juice in the bat to do it again. Weigel behind. Dolphins' hopes dwindling. as he takes a ball outside. You just got to compliment Bobby LaFave, the job he was able to do, navigate out of trouble in the late innings, do his job and throw up a couple goose eggs. As Weigel punches one to second base, this should do it, and it will. St. Thomas Aquinas sweeps the doubleheader. Game 2, 6-2. The Spartans take the series 3-1 at College of Staten Island. Great game for the Spartans as they move to 13 wins. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to catch College of Staten Island next week as they look to get back on track in the win column. For your host, John Venezia, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time.